Hi everybody, it's Jo here. Hope you're doing well. The Corpus Tarot, of course. So yeah, hope everybody is all right. As always, I'm really happy to be here doing a reading for you. Today I thought we would look at what's coming up next in love for you. So you know, whether it's a progression of your current situation, somebody perhaps returning, or somebody new coming in, we'll have a look at that for you. Obviously, this is a very general reading. It can come up with a number of different scenarios. If it doesn't resonate for you, then please obviously leave it for somebody else. Look at my other readings, or you know, wait for my next ones, which will be coming up very soon. And you can check, obviously you can cross watch if you want to, but again, bear in mind it's a general reading, and so all of the signs definitely won't resonate for everybody, okay? But you can check your moon sign as well. That often I find lots of watchers telling me their moon sign in my readings really resonates for them. So find out what your moon sign is if you don't already know, and go and watch that one as well as your sun sign, okay? All right. I will actually be taking readings next week. I did say in my last video I wouldn't be taking them next week. It's the following week and the week after that I'll be taking some time off. Okay, so if you want a reading, there's another week or so where I can turn them around quickly for you. Other than that, you'll be waiting a little bit longer. Okay, so let's start with Aries then. Welcome Aries, I hope you're doing all right today. Good to see you. I'm using a different deck and it's very slippery, but I really do like it. I love the artwork on it. See what you think of it. Anyway, Aries, today we're looking at what's next in love for you. So we'll look at what the cards have to say about that, whether it's a past person, new person, or a progression of what a situation that you're in right now. Let's see what's coming up next for you. Okay, so 2 more shuffles, please, universe. Oh, I think both of those wanted to come out. Okay, as I said, this card deck is very slippery, and so it is apt to have cards come out. But hopefully that's helping the universe to get the right cards out for us. Okay, all right. So, ooh, we've got the 9 of Swords, we've got the 3 of Cups, and we've got the 8 of Pentacles. I think maybe you're going through a bit of a difficult time in love at the moment, Aries, and it's causing you some anxiety here with the 9 of Swords. Are you feeling a bit anxious, a bit down, a bit low, perhaps not knowing what's coming in next for you, or have you been in that energy? It feels like that's where perhaps you're coming from, the energy that you're coming from. I am sensing maybe it's either a connection you're in now and it's not been going very well, or there could be somebody from your past that wants to come and put this right with you. But what I'm sensing is this is going to take some work, to get to the next stage with in this connection. But I think you will get there, because the central energy here is the 3 of Cups, which is an energy of celebrations, happy times, light-hearted fun. And I think that's perhaps what you need to work on here. You need more fun, you need more light-hearted kind of interactions, doing fun things together, maybe some just no pressure date nights, or just going and doing things that you know the other person enjoys and taking it in turns to do that kind of thing. You know, I think that's how you're going to work on this and progress forward. Yeah, it feels like you two will have a choice to make, but I think you're going to choose to work on this, because the Lovers card is now showing beneath the 8 of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Wands here. Yeah, so I think this light-hearted, no pressure kind of energy is going to help you perhaps rekindle a bit of a spark, a bit of a flirty kind of energy. But I think either where you are at the moment, Aries, or where you've been is a time where perhaps there's been some anxieties, but a time of deep reflection, which is perhaps bringing to light what you both want or what you and your person want, okay, in this connection. Yeah, I think there's been some regrets here. So I think it could be somebody you're in a commitment with, or have even been in a marriage with, or you have lived with. And I think it hasn't gone well. It's caused some difficulties. There's been some friction. But if you can get back into that, just getting to know each other again, almost like a dating kind of energy, a fun times, I just think you will choose each other and you'll choose to work on it rather than part ways. Yeah, I think you're going to get closer together. It feels like maybe the distance has grown between you, and there needs to be some effort now to work towards, yeah, getting closer again. All right. Okay, so let's have a look at the mutual energies and the likely outcome, please, universe, for Aries and their person. What are the mutual energies and the likely outcome for Aries and their person? Yeah, at the moment, you two don't quite know how to move forward, it's feeling. Both of you feel like that. Yeah, everything feels a bit like a burden. I don't know if even you're talking about moving out from being with, not living together anymore, or maybe moving home has been a problem. But you both want a committed relationship. Yeah, I think the fact that you don't know how to move forward has also made you feel a bit defeated in this connection, Aries, and your person the same. Yeah, there could be an issue around distance or travel that's caused a problem, living in a different place, working away a lot, something like that. But yeah, I think you both steadily want to move back towards, with the Knight of Pentacles, a more stable and solid relationship, as this card here is sitting below the Ten of Pentacles. But it feels like it's going to take some effort and some time and some patience and some work to do that, and some communication. Okay, strong communication is coming through here. I think you both want it. You've just got to find your way through it, Aries. So I'm seeing a progression in your relationship, okay, a fixing and a healing of something that's been difficult for you. That's what I see next for you. Shall we have a look at the timing of that for you? So what's the timeline of this happening for Aries, please, universe? What's the timing of this happening for Aries? There's a card that's run the wrong way that keeps wanting to... Did something go wrong in October, or something of significance happen in October? Or is your person perhaps, do they have a birthday in October? Okay, so I'm sensing that you are thinking about this connection a lot. There was a very strong sense of that with the Four of Swords coming through. The universe is saying try and set that to one side, because it's causing a bit of a distance, a pushing away, a repelling of the energy. So you need to kind of put it to one side if you can. Once again, there could have been something significant happen in February. For some of you, there would have been a bit of a drunken argument, or there could have been some issues around one or both of you having a drink that caused or helped or led along the problem. But I do see within a year, you will be in a very committed, strong, solid partnership. If you're not married, you will at least be engaged. I'm seeing very strongly there, with a very bright future ahead. Okay, so I do think it's a rocky patch. It's a big rocky patch you've hit there, Aries. But yeah, I'm seeing that it will improve for you over time. All right, Aries, thank you for watching. Please do like the video. Please subscribe to make sure you're setting that intention that you'd like to be part of the collective that I read for. Appreciate all of your support and your interaction with the reading and the video. Helps me greatly, means a lot to me. So thank you, and I'll see you again soon. And now we're moving on to Taurus. So welcome, Taurus. How are you today? Hope all is well in your world. Hope you're feeling okay. If for some reason you're not, I hope the reading helps you. We're having a look at what's next in love for you today, Taurus. So this could be a progression of your existing relationship. Perhaps could be somebody coming in from your past, or it could be a new person coming over the hill. Let's find out. So there's one card on the table, Taurus. Okay, 2 more shuffles, please, universe. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Right, so let's see what this card is. Oh, we've got the moon. Okay. We've got the moon, we've got the 9 of swords, and we've got the 8 of cups. Ooh, okay. So I think there is a situation where you have a person who is struggling to share their emotions. They're struggling to say how they feel. And I think it's going to cause some tenseness, some anxiety, and maybe you to overthink suggests your feelings are wrong, but it's going to make you feel a certain way. And I think you might decide, Taurus, to walk away from this connection. Yeah, I think you might reach a difficult decision and decide that this is not going to be for you for the long term, and you might take a decision looking ahead of you that actually playing with fire, we're playing with fire to stay, and you might make your choice to leave. But I think you've got options in front of you that you're weighing up, like, do I stay, do I leave this, I don't know what's gonna happen next because my person's not telling me. They could be all sort of, it feels like there's this energy that this person's kind of busy helping everybody else and perhaps meeting all of their needs and not really meeting yours. And whether that's to do with being emotionally available, communicating well with you, whatever it is you need and whatever it is you deserve, they're not being open enough to meet those needs. Okay, they're not being open enough with their communication, they're not being open enough emotionally, they're not doing enough, they're not sort of meeting you halfway and being a good partner. And I think after weighing your options, I do think there is a distinct possibility, Taurus, that you might walk away, or you might have already walked away from this person. I see that you will make a decision, yeah. It could be down to misunderstanding, though. You might start to see things a certain way because of the lack of communication. Because when we don't have all of the picture, when we don't have information, we fill in the gaps. And sometimes the way that we fill in the gaps is not very accurate. Okay. But I am sensing this person, as a result of you walking away, will miss you. If you've already walked away, they are missing you. And they feel like, they feel a little bit blindsided, although I think maybe they shouldn't. They shouldn't be surprised, should they? Maybe you've given them some sort of heads up or warning that, you know, that's how you were starting to feel, or you felt that you did. I think you've set your boundaries and held your boundaries, Taurus, or that's what, you know, you've done that, or that's what you're about to do. I think as a result of that, it will make them offer you something, even if it's a small gesture, a bit of an apology or an acknowledgement of it will come in. Let's have a look at the mutual energies and the likely outcome. So universe, what's the mutual energies and likely outcome, please, for Taurus and their person? Mutual energies and likely outcome for Taurus and their person, please, universe. Mutual energies, likely outcome for Taurus and the person that they are thinking about, or this next situation. I do think you'll know who this is, Taurus. I do think you'll know who it is, because I do see it's somebody that you've either just walked away from or you're about to walk away from, or the energy suggests that you're seriously considering that. Okay, so the energy is that you two actually would like to be in a relationship together. You would like a partnership. Surprisingly, because it feels like Yeah, I think you've filled in the blanks. You've left this person. They've made had a realization. They're going to come towards you with a bit of a, oh my goodness, I need to acknowledge how you feel here and do something about it. It feels like a relationship to the extent of being quite committed. The Hierophant often suggests marriage, but it could be seeking some kind of guidance, counselling from somebody wise or professional who can help, or could be some spiritual guidance that's taken up here. Once again, I'm seeing a misunderstanding, perhaps other people sharing information or saying things or getting involved or sticking their oar in, possibly toxic friends who don't have your best interests at heart. Both of you have some level of regret about this situation. I think you both want to actually fully commit to this, actually, and I'm seeing that maybe there's been some sort of toxicity here that needs to be flushed out, dealt with, put to one side in order to be able to help you move forward, because I do see that's what you want, Taurus. That was what you'd ideally like to happen. You'd really quite like to make a go of it, make it work, be in a relationship, and smooth out these little wrinkles that clearly have caused a bump in the road for you both, Taurus. Let's have a look at the timeline then for you and this person. So, universe, what's the timeline, please, for Taurus? To have perhaps a resolution or at least a discussion around this situation with their person. The person's going to come towards them with a bit of a gesture here as a result of Taurus parting ways. When will that happen, please? When will that happen, please, universe? It's going to take a while. Okay, you might start to feel a bit dejected here, start to lose some hope. By the time July comes round, okay, and there'll be something significant around a pink flower, or the person will wear pink or give you something that's pink, or you will notice something of significance that's pink around the time that this starts to resolve itself. Something that's quite bright in colour, or maybe pink is your colour. I don't know, Taurus. Let me know how pink resonates for you, but pink is coming through very strongly there, which I know is quite general, but there's going to be something that you notice. I went to see a psychic recently, and they said to me, did you notice a pink Christmas tree? And funnily enough, I'd just been in a shop and really taken notice of a pink Christmas tree. So sometimes there's something kind of out of the ordinary, but that, maybe there'll be something pink that's not usually pink that you notice that's pink, but that's what's coming through to me here, Taurus. So yeah, take that as it resonates. So thank you for joining me. Appreciate you dropping me a like if you enjoyed the reading, and please make sure you are subscribed. That would mean a lot to me. If you'd like a personal reading, details are in the description box. Next week I will continue to turn them round within 12 to 24 hours, and then for 2 weeks I will be away dealing with family things. Okay, so now we're moving on to Gemini. Welcome, Gemini. How are you today? I hope you are well. So we are looking at what's next in love for you, Gemini. Is it a past person? Is it something going on in your existing connection? Or is it somebody new coming along for you? Let's have a look. Ooh. Well, I'm going to take these three as they've turned over. A very slippery deck in my hands. That does help my guides in making sure the right cards are seen. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. So, universe, can you help me to know, is this a new person? Is it an existing relationship? What can you share, please, universe? Give me more of a clue. I think it's somebody that is in your circles, Gemini, who perhaps you've noticed and you've been really patient hoping they might notice you. maybe they're being patient, hoping you notice them, right? They're weighing up their options of how to come towards you here. There's lots of chemistry. They're very attracted. It could be somebody that you know from work. You met at work. I think it could be, for some people, is going to be their boss. Okay, and I know that's quite specific, but somebody who is a leader in an organisation that they work with. Might not be their boss, but it is somebody who is in some sort of leadership, senior kind of job. And it feels like this person sort of comes into your energy field, and yeah, I think they might bide their time because you work together, but I think there's a hope there on both sides that you kind of, you notice each other, right? And there's a bit of a spark there. There's a reason the universe intended you to meet each other, and that's why you kind of notice each other. That's why you feel this connection when you do meet each other. Each of you for a while might wait for the other to make a move. Maybe you're wondering how the other person feels, but what I'm sensing is you will, in the end, you're going to have a conversation with this person that actually puts your mind at rest. I think you're going to feel more peaceful. Keep looking at the dove on this King of Swords. You're going to feel more peaceful when you've had a conversation about, the attraction and how you feel. And I do think things will move on in this connection in your favour. I think for a while you're going to be unsure of how the other person feels, and it's going to be that phase, where you can't stop thinking about it and it's on your mind and you're like a bit like a giddy teenager. That's the energy I'm getting from this, Gemini. So it's somebody that I feel, you might work with, or just you met in some sort of business scenario. Maybe they came and did a job at your house or something like that. And it might take a little bit of time to kind of find your way forward in this, because it's perhaps a scenario where ordinarily you might feel a bit strange about striking up a connection or a relationship with somebody. It might feel like it's not really, the done thing. Might be going against like protocols of some sort. Okay, well, let's have a look at the mutual energies and the likely outcome here, please. Universe, mutual energies, likely outcome, please, for Gemini and their person. Mutual energies, likely outcome for Gemini and their person. Okay. Ooh. You're going to be weighing up your options. And yeah, each of you is going to come towards each other with a bit of, a little bit of an offer of, yeah, I'm interested. You're going to let each other know that you're interested. I think both of you recognises that there's been some difficulties in your past, but you actually recognise in each other that actually you're a very good match. And I even think that I can see you progressing on to marriage or commitment. But you're worried what other people will think. You're worried in case, it causes a problem socially for some reason. Definitely seeing that. So I think for a while you're going to hide your relationship. It's going to be a bit of a secret before it can sort of come out in the open, Gemini. Once again, this is going to be quite specific and not the case for everybody. So let's have a look at the timeline then, shall we? I think maybe that conversation that you're going to have, where you're going to feel more peaceful about things because you know where you're headed. What's the time frame for that, please, universe? Oh, across the summertime, when the weather is nice. Okay, so just starting to get nice here. Sunshine's starting to show its face. So I think, over the next few months, you're going to see some progression, Gemini. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate all of you who do subscribe. Lots of you come across me, as a suggested channel that you might want to watch. If you enjoyed the video, would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be part of the collective that I regularly read for. If not, I'll settle for a like. If you would drop me a thumbs up, please, on the way out. And thank you for coming today. I'll see you again soon. And now we are moving on to Cancer. So welcome, Cancer. How are you today? I hope you are doing well. So we're looking at what's next in love for you, Cancer. What's coming up for you? Is it somebody new? Is it a progression in your existing relationship? Maybe it's somebody from your past coming back. We do see that. Let's find out, Cancer. 2 more shuffles, please, universe. 1, 2. Okay, so I feel, Cancer, this is somebody that you two met, you formed a connection, but there was something about this person or this situation that you've not been fully aware of, Cancer. And I think it's going to come to light potentially. So it could be a bit of a fling, a connection, maybe you didn't realise, but it could even be a third party connection here. Yeah, so what I'm sensing is the person that you've met actually is still getting over some heartbreak, or possibly still entangled in another connection, making it a third party situation. But I do think their other relationship, it could be you actually that's still in a relationship. This other relationship, this third party, I think they will exit from the scene in some kind of way. Maybe they will leave, or one or other of you will break up with the other person, leaving you two to be able to have a connection together and a relationship. I do see this person, you form this connection with them and there's actually love there. So I think there's been somebody that you've met and there's really deep feelings that start to grow and connect here. And that kind of overrides and drives through this connection, because I think one or both of you has previously been in a connection that wasn't loving, wasn't kind, wasn't making you happy. But I think you two just get very close emotionally. Yeah, the lovers. It's almost like this person's your soulmate, Cancer. If you haven't met them yet, they'll be coming in. They'll be coming in soon. Yeah. Perfect match, you two. Absolutely perfect match. Blue is a colour of significance for you. Yeah. I think this person's really going to be open about how they feel. Be a breath of fresh air compared to other people maybe you've dated or spent time with. Perhaps where you weren't appreciated and the person was not able to communicate well. Universe, what's the mutual energy and the likely outcome, please, for Cancer and their person? What's the mutual energy and the likely outcome here? I think it's going to cause a bit of fallout amongst your friends and family because of the way that this situation has come about. Well, like I said, there's lots of love and a desire to look to the future with respect, still giving respect to the past for both of you, whether that's past partners or children or whatever that has been, because that's always going to feature, and we wouldn't want it to be a blocker. Both of you need to respect the other person's past, and I think you do. And I think there's a real desire to get to know each other better and put any fears that both of you are having around this connection, calm them down and deal with them and put them to one side. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. There's certainly been some tension and some difficulty. I think perhaps other people getting upset about your connection in some kind of way. But yeah, I think your intuition, both of you, is just going to overrule and take you towards each other. Okay. Right. Okay, so let's have a look at the timeline then. So when's all this going to start to move forward, universe? When's this connection going to start to move forward for Cancer, please? Ooh. It's gonna be imminently. It's possibly even today, Cancer. Possibly even today. Definitely this year. And I do think there was, yeah. I think the conversations, or this, it could even be that this person is around you and you know who they are now, but it might take a bit of a while to actually progress this. It might take you through the next 6 months, towards pushing towards the end of the year, the autumn time. Okay, worth waiting for, because it does look pretty amazing, even though I think you're going to have to just suck it up a little bit, that other people might get a bit upset. But if you find the right person, you shouldn't be guilty about being together, as long as you go about it in the right way, Cancer. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, making sure you set that intention that you'd like to be part of the collective I'm reading for. Appreciate all of your support. If you'd like a personal reading, the details are in the description box. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, so welcome, Leo. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. We finally reached the weekend. So we are looking at the next thing coming up in love for you, Leo. What's the next thing coming up in love for Leo, please, universe? What would it help Leo to know, understand about what's coming up for them? You've got one card on the table, Leo. What's next? 2 more shuffles. 2. Two of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so Leo, I feel that you've got a choice coming up here. You've got the choice of potentially having a new start in love. There's a new offer coming towards you. But you might feel like you don't know enough about the situation to be able to accept it. There might be things that you feel are being hidden or not being straightforward about it, and so you may not feel comfortable to accept this cup of love that's going to be offered to you, and you might decide to walk away. It feels like it's somebody that you either work with or you met online. I think there's a question mark for you here with the Two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. There's a question mark for you here, Leo, about whether this person truly can commit. Whether they can truly give you like that forever commitment or not. So I feel you might look at them and feel that they aren't going to meet your needs. you want it to work out. So I think it will make you feel a bit sad to walk away from this. But I think you might manage to sort of have your head over all your heart here and do what you think's the right thing, okay? This person, I think, may not be able to give you equal give and take in this connection. They like your attention. I think they feel like you might have chased them a little bit in the past. That's their perspective on this. But they are all about you. They're really sort of taken with your energy. They like you. They're attracted to you. They're going to make this offer to you, but I'm not sure whether it's on the basis that you will be prepared to accept. They might talk to you about financial goals and the future and how things could pan out, and try and sort of get you through sort of that charismatic kind of persuasive sort of energy here. Because you might have similar goals, and they might feel like they want to try and sort of put things right between you if there's been some difficulty, but there are things in the background there that maybe aren't out in the open. And I think you kind of feel, that your intuition is kind of screaming at you a little bit around this connection, Leo. I think you might be the one to decide not to accept it, but there's definitely an offer of love of some sort of connection coming towards you. What are the mutual energies and the likely outcome? I think we've kind of seen it, but universe, what are the mutual energies and the likely outcome for Leo in this connection that's coming up, please? Or this offer, the person that's going to make the offer. Yeah, I think it's going to cause you some sleepless nights, in all honesty, and both of you are in that kind of energy. There's some deep feelings here. There's a decision around whether there would be a new start with both of you, but I think there's some tension and some conflict and something getting in the way, perhaps some people getting in the way. Part of the reason that you keep thinking about each other and you're struggling to let go of it, Leo, is that there's a lot of chemistry and attraction here, and a desire to have a physical relationship. And it is like head over heart, and trying to sort of push that to one side. Yeah, huge amount of attraction here, lots and lots of chemistry, and there are feelings as well. But there's this sort of anxiety around should you, shouldn't you? Yeah, and should you have this new start or not? The universe isn't really giving me any clue about whether you should or you shouldn't. I guess you'll know that, Leo, and the universe seems to be suggesting you will walk away, okay? So maybe your intuition will push you in that direction, but do trust your intuition. Your intuition will guide you and tell you what the right thing to do is here. When's this person going to make the offer to Leo, please, universe? When will the offer be made to Leo? Okay, it could be a little bit of a way off into the future. There could be somebody coming back towards you. Might be in the autumn time. This person sort of can't help themselves and makes an offer to you. It says divine timing is at play here, so by then perhaps you'll have moved on, Leo, and not be so interested. Yeah. I think something will happen around your birthday, potentially, that will help you to sort of move on from this, okay? Or perhaps just before your birthday, okay? All right then, Leo, thank you for joining me today. Thanks for your support. Appreciate you liking the video. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. And now we're moving to Virgo. So welcome, Virgo. Good to see you. I hope you are doing well. Virgo, we're looking at what's next in love for you today. What the universe and the cards have to share on that subject, whether it's somebody from your past coming back, a progression of your existing connection, or just something brand new. Well, all the readings can't resonate for everybody because they're general readings, but if you'd like a personal reading, the details are in the description box. Okay. Okay, we've got the King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords, Eight of Swords. Okay, Virgo. Well, I'm seeing somebody new coming in for you, Virgo. Somebody who you will kind of immediately recognize as somebody that you strike a connection with. I think this person's going to come in quite quickly. They're very communicative. They've got lots they want to say. It feels like this connection may gather momentum quite quickly, and you'll talk about the future, and you'll start to talk about the fact you want to be together, and it'll sort of come in fast. And there'll be some substance to what you're talking about. You'll kind of really start planning for the future quickly. You kind of almost feel like you knew each other in a past life, like you kind of have some uncanny coincidences. There are things that give you indicators that you kind of feel like this could be a person. However, one or both of you could then start to get a little bit, I was going to say cold feet, but you know when something goes quickly and all of a sudden one of you gets a bit like, oh, like this is going fast, this is making me uncomfortable here. I think there's that kind of energy, and I think it's because possibly a person's been hurt in the past, or it's because you've been hurt in the past and maybe it's you putting the brakes on a little bit, Virgo. But I'm definitely seeing that sort of quick progression and then a bit of a halt, right? When somebody has a bit of a moment where they have, a bit of a fear moment. But I do think you're going to be able to work through it. It does feel like you help each other through these difficult times. Perhaps you're both feeling a bit like that, or you both can have your moments of uncertainty. But yeah, I think you two prop each other up in very nicely in that kind of way. You support each other. If there's one of you having a bit of the fears, the other one will listen, work it through. Yeah. It needn't, one of you might start to say, oh, do you know what, I think I can't do this, I'm going to have to just stay by myself, or I can't move forward as we've discussed. I think you two might even have some conversations in the middle of the night sometimes to try and work through this. This person will offer you security and stability. And a lot of passion. Okay, lots of passion. Anything else, please, universe? How will Virgo know who this person is? How will Virgo know who this person is, please, universe? Yeah, it's somebody who's had some knocks in the past, but very loving and kind. They've got a really good heart. They work really hard. You could have met them at work. They've got a good, strong work ethic. And I think you won't miss them because I'm sensing a very, very big, flirty, charismatic energy here. All right, let's have a look at the mutual energies then and the likely outcome here. Universe, what are the mutual energies, please, and the likely outcome for Virgo and their person? Yeah, you're going to have an equal give and take, beautiful relationship, or that's what you would like. There's lots of loving kindness. We've seen that in, this person has that lovely kind energy. You've got the same, and I think because you're both kind, Virgo, you will treat each other nicely. and this will progress well. I think I'm not seeing any toxicity here. It's like you're willing to leave your old life behind, you help each other through to sort of make some progress here. I think you'll move towards each other. You'll move in the right direction together, move forward together. The universe is orchestrating a move forward as well. Yeah, safety, security, abundance in all the right and good ways, loyalty. Yeah, this person, I think each of you feels that the other person kind of really stands out and is different in a good way, right? Noticeably good for them. But you've both got some insecurities to work through, and you both keep thinking about, is this the right option? Is this what is the right thing to do? I'm not sure I can be good enough. I'm not sure I can, you know, sustain a relationship. All of, you know, you've both got those difficulties and those fears that will, I think, surface at different times, and each of you will support the other one through. Okay, you'll both be kind and understanding, and you'll get through. Okay, so what's the timeline for this progressing, or even appearing if it's not appeared for you yet? Universe, what's the timeline for Virgo, please, and this connection moving forward? What's the timeline for Virgo, please, and the moving forward of this connection? In a few days, okay. In a few days. I don't think you're going to be waiting long for this one. You might even know who this person is, Virgo. So do let me know in the comments if you think you do know who this person is. It might be sort of coming into your energy field already. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for liking the video if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments how it resonated, if you're willing to share. Please make sure you're subscribed. I do have lots of people coming to watch me who are not yet subscribed. Perhaps they've just come across me as a suggested channel to watch on YouTube. So yeah, please do hit that subscribe button. It just sets the intention that you'd like to be part of the collective that I regularly read for. And thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. And now moving on to Libra. So welcome, Libra. How are you? Hope all is well in your world. I've got some friends who are Libra energy or Libra star sign, sun sign, who've been feeling some anxiety lately. I don't know if you've been feeling that. I had it a couple of weeks ago and it was very, very strong kind of energies, and it feels like it's hit my Libra friends. Has it hit you recently? Do let me know, Libra. Hope you're okay. Anyway, so we're looking at what's next in love for you, Libra. So is it somebody new coming towards you? Is it a progression of an existing connection, a relationship you're already in? So yeah, so somebody from the past, somebody new, or a progression of an existing relationship. Okay, could be any of those things. So universe, what's next in love for Libra, please? What's next in love for Libra? Libra. Very positive card to come onto the table there, which is the Lovers. Oh, okay. We've got 3 orange cards there, very orange. Now we've got blue, red, and another yellow. Okay. Okay, so I think you two will, you will meet somebody who is a very strong connection, okay? It will grab hold of you and be very all-consuming, shall we say. Your intuition will really pull you towards this person. You like sort of have a choice of whether you sort of keep seeing them or, respond to them or whatever, and your intuition will pull you towards them because there's lots of passion and a real spark is probably under egging this connection here with the Lovers card. But there is a choice to make here, and for some reason it feels like there'll be some sort of devastating loss that one or both of you experiences. Now it could be the loss of each other. I don't mean death, by the way, actual death. I mean, something really comes out of the blue to knock one or both of you sideways. It's like a loss of a job or loss of a parent, or a massive argument that means you split up, or something big happened, you have to move house, or something big that hurts your heart, and affects your stability and your feeling of safety. But it's like sometimes you have the darkest times before things start to improve for you, Libra, and it feels like it might be a very painful thing that happens here. It could even be this person that maybe, you have been in connection with, or you will be, that you feel like you kind of lose them out of the blue. You weren't expecting, maybe they ghost you and they disappear and you kind of feel at your depths. But actually, it's like the rain and the clouds before the sun comes out, because the sun's going to come out and things for the future will look so much brighter for you, Libra. I think maybe you're going to clear out a very difficult energy and move on to something that's better, more secure, more stable, more loving. Sometimes the connections that we come across and that we have to learn from aren't our forever relationships. And I think perhaps there's a relationship that you either have had or perhaps will be about to have, Libra, that will put things in perspective for you. It will feel all-consuming and it will be hurtful. And then things will open up for you in a very different way. And if you handle it right, it will just manifest the right thing coming in for you. Yeah, you're going to have options that open up to you, Libra, that you didn't even see coming, and you didn't even perhaps dare to consider because something else was really taking up your time and your energy here. Things are going to definitely get better for you. Yeah, you're going to find somebody who makes you super happy, very loving, and will be loyal and committed, and will be your forever person. But it might not be the person you originally thought you wanted it to be, if that makes sense, Libra. I think you had your sights set on somebody expecting it to work out. It didn't work out, but that will open the way for something different and much more suited for you, and something much brighter and better for you to come in. Let's have a look at the timeline, shall we? So universe, what's the timeline please for Libra and their person? In fact, and what I'm asking really is, what's the timeline for Libra having this new, happier situation coming in? I think maybe you're sort of going through a situation now, Libra. It could be where you're going through this heartbreaking, difficult, traumatic situation. And then when you least expect it, it feels like it's going to happen one morning, maybe early in the morning. You're going to come across this other new love. Okay, and I feel like you're manifesting from as early as today. Okay. Yeah, this current situation, or this one that's not right for you, it's just not worth being upset about. I know it's difficult to saying about that, but you know, you need to try and let that one go. But I think you'll find it easier when this next thing comes in for you that really sort of pales the other thing into, other connection into insignificance, Libra. Anyway, I do hope that was helpful. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Please do like the video. Please do yeah, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you'd like to be part of the collective that I read for regularly. And please make sure you're subscribed. Sorry, I got distracted. So what I'm saying is, please will you like the video and please will you make sure you're subscribed. Sorry if I got that jumbled up. Okay, thank you. I was just plugging in my device there. Okay, so now we're moving to Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, we're looking at what's next in love for you. So whether that's somebody from the past coming back, something brand new, or an advancement of your existing relationship. Let's find out. Messages for the highest good of Scorpio, please, universe. What's next in love for our lovely Scorpio watchers, please? What's next in love for our lovely Scorpio watchers? Ooh, okay. Oh, Scorpio. Oh my goodness, okay. Wow, okay. Right, Scorpio, I don't see a spread like this very often. It's amazing. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups and the Lovers all along the top row. So like a soulmate connection, a really, really strong connection, a connection where maybe the divine has orchestrated something between the two of you meeting each other, etc. 10 of Cups is that forever love, that family, everything you could have ever wanted in terms of, yeah, happily ever after. 10 of Pentacles, also happily ever after, but with abundance and security and loyalty and all those things that make you feel very safe and secure. Okay. In addition to this, we have a happy house, home, family, a situation where you celebrate. It could be a marriage. Ace of Cups. Brand new relationship this is coming in, an offer of love, a beautiful, peaceful, serene, kind of lovely kind of feeling that this is just where you're meant to be. Okay, Scorpio. But there is a bit of, I reckon there's a lag, there's a time delay in this coming because you wonder what's next for you. Okay, you might be at that point where you feel stuck. Maybe something's ended in the past, maybe it hurt you, maybe you're feeling like you can't move on, you kind of feel like you've shut down, or maybe you just keep meeting people, you keep dating and they're all, you know, people that don't, you know, want to progress things and they don't behave very well and they're just not suited to you. And so you think, oh, like, am I ever going to meet somebody? Is there a way forward for me here? Maybe I'll just be single. And then it just feels like this will open up when you don't really expect it. But I don't usually see the Lovers, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands and the Ace of Cups, Scorpio, all in one reading. Okay, yeah, it's going to be equal give and take here. You're both going to put equal effort in. You're both going to be sort of very, very strongly connected very quickly in each other's energy. Yeah, connected energetically. All right, let's have a look. I would look at mutual energies and likely outcome, but I think it's fairly clear, actually. I'm not sure it's going to help to do that. So I'm going to move straight onto the timeline of when this person will be coming in. So universe, when will this person come in for Scorpio, please? You may have started to see the buds of this relationship start already. If not, it's just around the corner, potentially within the next 2 weeks, Scorpio. It might be that you meet this person briefly or start to notice that they're there. And then in May, by the time May comes around, and then moving on into the summer, there'll be something more significant, perhaps moving forward for you in this connection. Okay. Well, thank you, Scorpio, very much for joining me. Thank you for liking the video. Appreciate you subscribing to set the intention that you'd like to be part of the reading, the collective that I read for regularly. And I'll see you again soon. And now we're moving to Sagittarius. So welcome, Sagittarius. Good to be here with you today doing a reading. We're looking at what's next in love for you, Sagittarius, what's coming up. So it could be somebody new coming in, it could be somebody coming back from your past, or it could be a progression of your existing relationship. Okay, so we'll find out. We've got a couple of cards already jumped there. 2 more shuffles, please, universe. 1, 2. The Moon, we've got the King of Swords, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, got the Chariot, got the Devil, and the Page of Swords. Okay, Sagittarius, well, I'm seeing there's something coming towards you that you don't see coming. It's going to come in at pace. It's going to be divinely timed. So come in at the right time, and it's going to be sort of orchestrated by the universe here. There's going to be some communication, and it feels like there'll be quickly a slightly obsessive energy between the two of you. I think you'll kind of gel together very quickly. Just be careful whether this connection is healthy. There could be a little bit of toxicity around this, Sagittarius. This person might be a little bit toxic in the way that they communicate or don't communicate, their expectations, and you might start to feel a little bit chained into it, a little bit tied in because of the way that they do communicate with you. I think this person's quite financially focused, quite money oriented, and they're quite interested in you and your financial status. Okay, some people are like that, aren't they? It's not the right thing, but I am sensing this person is quite interested in money, and they are quite materially driven, and they're curious to find out more about you. They want to know sort of what job you do you have your own home, are you secure and stable, and is there good prospects for the future? I'm sorry to say it, this person might have the wrong motivation, so just watch out for that. If you're sensing something that doesn't feel quite right, Sagittarius, please do take notice. How else will Sagittarius know who this person is, please? How will Sagittarius know who this person is? Oh, Sagittarius. For some people, and this won't be for everybody, it's somebody that you've been married to, okay? Not everybody, though. And you perhaps moved out of being single into the marriage a little bit fast, and then realised that perhaps it was a bit toxic. Not for everybody, though. Could be somebody who's been married before and maybe you haven't. Yeah. For those people that have been married, you might have children together. Maybe you did end up feeling a little bit chained into this, a bit stuck. Yeah. but some toxicity around it. I'm sensing, yeah, maybe you do have some children together. Could be dealing with a Leo or another fire sign. Communication could have been a very big challenge here, or it might be a challenge. That could be describing your current situation, Sagittarius. Let's just have another look and see what will be happening next. See what more we can find out for you, because I don't feel I've probably painted or given you an answer on what's next for you. I might have just described the scenario for the people I'm reading for. So what's next in this connection, please, universe? I think there's been some hurt feelings, some difficulties, but I think you will get back to having a happy, stable home together. Things will move forward. It feels like, you know, it'll move forward in your favour. It'll get better, Sagittarius. It'll get better. Something about how this person's dealt with you might leave you feeling a bit worthless or a bit dejected, down on yourself a little bit. Yeah, I think there might be some slow improvement in this situation. I think this, yeah, I think you might be dealing with, I saw this last time, but I do think you might be dealing with another fire sign, Sagittarius. And I think there's a lot of fiery, feisty kind of energy, a lot of passionate energy, and maybe you fight and then you make up. But there are times when this makes you feel quite trapped and it's quite toxic, and this person doesn't communicate well with you. But this person's almost there to teach you some lessons, Sagittarius, so take notice of those. So universe, I do see this getting better for Sagittarius. What's the timeline for this, please? What's the timeline for improvement of this situation? Do let me know in the comments if this resonates for you, Sagittarius. Feels ever so specific, but I'm sure it'll be for some of you who are watching. Okay, I saw the month of May. Turn over there. Yeah, I think maybe this is a rough year for you, but it does feel like you need some patience. It might even take the rest of the year to solve this, Sagittarius. To an extent, you might end up feeling like you can't deal with this because the resolution just feels like too far away for you. Yeah, something's going to be significant in the month of May. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. Thank you for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And now we're moving on to Capricorn. So welcome, Capricorn. Hope everything is all right with you today. We finally got to the weekend. Always happy to get to the weekend. Do you have anything nice planned for your weekend? I have lots of activities that I need to help my daughter with. She has a birthday party to go to. She's going to play golf. She has maths tutor. I'll be taking her here, there and everywhere. I've got lots of sewing to do. She's got a new Scouts shirt, so all of her badges need to be re-sewn, which is a nightmare job because there's lots of them. But you know, it's my job, so I'll do it. Hopefully out for some dinner this evening. But anyway, let me know what you're up to, Capricorn. So what's next in love for you, Capricorn? Let's see what the cards want to say. What's next in love for Capricorn, please, universe? What's next in love? Is it somebody coming back from your past, Capricorn? Is it a new person? Is it an advancement of your existing relationship? Let's find out. Oops. Okay, so we've got the World. the World, we've got the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Death card, Lovers card, oh, the Fool card, lots of orange, oh, and red, Five of Wands. Okay, so what have we got coming in here then? Right, I think Capricorn, there could be an Aries person who you felt a strong connection with. You may have met them some time ago, and actually you thought that this could have been your person because you felt really strongly about them. But this person was actually, unbeknown to you, juggling somebody else or another scenario or another situation, and the situation just didn't move on. I think there could have been a bit of conflict because maybe they led you on, maybe they confused you, perhaps they said things that maybe they didn't mean, and you felt played by this person. Okay, Capricorn. But whatever's been going on for this person, it's now come to an end for them, and they're thinking about you again. They haven't forgotten you. They were just being a bit disingenuous in how they dealt with you. I think they also felt very connected to you, and you stood out to them, and they, you know, really liked you. But yeah, they were juggling with other things. It could be, I've seen 1111 by the way, it could be that, you know, it was another person, it could be that it was just work, or just, you know, maybe they lived a bit too far away and it was all a bit too much for them and they just thought they couldn't do it. But anyway, you felt misled, you felt played, but this person is coming back, Capricorn. This person's coming back. How do you feel about that? Will you let them come back? Does it resonate for you as well? Let me know. Is there anything else you can share? How will Capricorn know who this person is, please, universe? Page of Wands. Yeah, this person's going to say, you know, that they're sorry about what went on. They perhaps didn't communicate well with you. I think they realised that there were things that were putting up barriers, you know, for them, and that made them hold back. They've also been working hard at work, trying to progress their financial situation. Perhaps they didn't really feel in a financial position to commit to anything. But now they feel they're in a better position to make you some sort of offer, because they keep thinking about you, and it's, you know, you're on their mind, and it's actually causing them a little bit of anxiety, Capricorn. Yeah, I think they sort of see you could be their forever person. They'd like forever love with you, but, you know, they didn't behave very well, so maybe it's too little too late at this point. Let's have a look at the mutual energies and the likely outcome, please, universe, for Capricorn and this person. Mutual energies and likely outcome for Capricorn and the person that we've just been looking at. Yeah, and once again, I am getting this vibe that this person might have lived a bit too far away, but they're willing to sort of maybe move or talk about moving, or that's on their mind anyway, because they'd like a relationship. They feel that commitment and that change is worth it to be with you. Yeah, there's definitely been some kind of other situations going on that have come to an end. This person's now single. That third party energy or situation has now come to an end. Both of you are hoping that the other person will reach out. So I think both of you think about the other one, and both of you you've got a strong work ethic. So you're very focused on work and earning money. And this person now feels they're in a better position to contribute equally. I think they were not in a great financial position. Maybe they come out of another relationship, got divorced, had other children that they needed to. support, or maybe they had some debt to deal with, or maybe they were hoping to buy their own home and they were struggling to get into a position to do it, so they needed to focus on saving for that, or whatever it was. Something else was getting in the way there, and now they feel they're in a different and much better position and able to move forward. And you might feel the same for various reasons, Capricorn. Anyway, let's look at the time frame. We want to know when this person's going to come back towards you, don't we? Let's have a look. So universe, what's the time frame, please, for this person coming back towards Capricorn? What's the time frame for this person coming back towards Capricorn, please? What's the time frame for this person coming back towards Capricorn? And by the way, just to confirm, I don't think this ever really got off the ground, Capricorn. Not properly. I think it could be next year. So it might not be immediate, but this person's thinking about you. Still getting into their position, perhaps, to come back towards you. And you might have given up on it by then. You might not be expecting it at all. But this person might have been in your thoughts a lot. And as soon as you let go of it is when they'll come back. That always happens. Okay, that's how energy works. Yeah. You might feel it's worth waiting for, Capricorn. You might feel it's not. Only you will know. It's going to be different for everybody. But yeah, let me know if you know who this person is and it resonates for you. Okay, so now we're moving to Aquarius. Yeah, so Aquarius. Welcome, Aquarius. How are you today? Hope all is well. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. I hope everything's all right with you. All going all right in your world. If not, I hope this reading makes your day a little bit brighter. So Aquarius, we're looking at the person, or not actually the person on your mind necessarily, but we're looking at what's coming in next in love for you. Okay, just had 3 cards drop onto the table. 3 more shuffles, please, universe. 2, 3. Okay. So we've got the Magician, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, wow, okay, and the Queen of Pentacles. So I think this is something new coming in for you, Aquarius, and I'm seeing 2 options, okay? 2 different people. One of them is a better option probably for you. One is somebody you've manifested. So I think you've done a lot of inner work. You're quite spiritual, and I think you've been, reflecting on perhaps past relationships and setting your intentions very clearly about what you would like for the future. And I feel like the universe is going to deliver that to you. And I think part of what you've asked for is somebody who communicates well. And I think this person's going to be really open, and you're going to have good conversations with this person. And those conversations are going to make them stand out to you. Now, the other person is somebody who maybe you've had some one-time interactions with, shall we say. Somebody who's very passionate, lots of chemistry, who likes your attention but doesn't necessarily commit very well, if you see what I mean. So I think you're probably single at the moment. If it's for my, I think this is more for my single Aquarius viewers. If you are single, I think maybe you've been focusing on stability, security, getting yourself set up nicely, working on things that are going to bring you peace and happiness and joy, and getting yourself sorted and balanced after maybe a difficult time. And I think you are somebody who quite reflects on things, is very responsible, and maybe this other person who came in sort of with these one-time interactions or sort of passionate kind of energy, maybe they kind of swept you along a little bit because it was exciting, but I don't think they're going to necessarily be right for you in the long term. I think they're going to try and sort of come back and get your attention again, or, you know, it could be somebody new coming in that regard as well, sort of new kind of physical relationship. And then there's this new person that you strike up conversations with who I think you've manifested. Okay, so you're going to have two options there, two people. Anything more to share, please, universe, around Aquarius's person? Yeah, you're going to have a choice. And be careful, Aquarius, that you don't end up balancing, you know, juggling two people. Your intuition will guide you in a particular direction. And if you need to, just take some time out from both. Okay, and the way forward will become very clear for you. Okay, I'm going to focus on the person that I think you've manifested and maybe you're more aligned to, and see when that communication's going to come in. So universe, when will Aquarius's person, or this person that is coming in for Aquarius, when will they start to notice them? When will they be around Aquarius? Within the next month. Yeah, just focus on yourself, Aquarius. Because, yeah, and bear in mind, if this other person comes in around you, they're wasting your time a little bit. Okay, so just wait for the right person. You'll know who they are when they arrive, and you won't have to wait long. Okay, you won't have to wait very long. All right, so thanks, Aquarius. Appreciate you liking the video, liking and subscribing. Any support that you could give me is most welcome. So thank you again for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time. And now we're going to move on to Pisces. So welcome, Pisces. Happy weekend. Hope everything is all right with you. Always pleased to be with you and to do a reading for you. And today we're looking at what's next in love for you, Pisces. Okay, so universe, what's next in love for Pisces? Please, what would it help Pisces to know to bring them peace, wisdom, clarity and understanding, so they know what's coming up for them? What's coming up for Pisces, please, universe? What's coming up for Pisces? Pisces, is it somebody new, somebody from your past, a progression of your existing relationship? Let's just see what it is that's going to happen next for you. Okay. All right, so. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, Two of Wands, Five of Swords, oops, the Emperor, the Temperance. Okay. So. Oh, this is a funny one, Pisces, but what I'm seeing here actually is somebody I think you already know, somebody you've got some history with here. You could have had children with this person. There could have been a conversation which led to an argument. It got out of hand. You know, it caused maybe a parting of ways of some sort. But this person keeps reflecting on your connection and will come back towards you. They realize that there's a kind of a choice here. They either do completely walk away or they come back towards you, and I think they've been trying to get their balance after maybe there was a very emotionally charged situation, or something happened which pushed them off balance a little bit from an emotional perspective and a mental perspective, and they've had to get themselves straight as a result of that. But yeah, I do sense that it's somebody who has sort of leadership kind of energy. It could be an Aries, might even be a Taurus actually, Pisces. And definitely could be a parent of your children. Could be a husband or a wife actually. Or it could be somebody, it could also be a Capricorn, it could be somebody who you felt was keeping their options open, even though there had been some level of past commitment or situation that tied you both together, like children. Does this make sense for anybody? Because it feels like I'm a bit disconnected from this read for some reason. But yeah, they're going to offer you new love, a new start in love. Yeah. It feels like maybe they moved on with somebody else and now they're coming back to you. Or they want to come back to you. I'm definitely seeing a fire sign, could also be an earth sign. And I'm sensing, yeah, a bit of something they'll come back to offer you. Just a small little offer to see if you'll bite, if you know what I mean. If you're interested and if you'll respond. Because I think they're not quite sure how you might feel given how things went before. I think they realise they didn't behave well, and maybe you will, you know, maybe not accept them. And I think they're a bit worried about that, Pisces. Yeah, they've got their guard up. So I feel they've come out of a third-party situation and they're now single. Shall we have a look at mutual energies and likely outcome for this connection? Universe, what are the mutual energies and what's the likely outcome for this situation, please, between Pisces and their person? Please do like the video, Pisces, and please make sure you're subscribed. If you've come across my video today, my channel, and you've enjoyed my readings, please do hit that subscribe button. It sets the intention that you'd like to be part of the collective that I read for regularly. Okay, so mutual energies, likely outcome here. I think there's going to be some acknowledgement that there's been some heartbreak here and deep anxiety. There'll be some discussion about how it's affected you both. I think there'll be a small offer, and there could be some slow progression here, but I do think both of you are being a bit because of anxiety and stresses here. I think maybe you're not communicating well, so there could be silence. You might be out of contact, and eventually I think this person will break that no contact and come forward, but it might feel a bit heavy energy at the moment and a bit stressful and a bit difficult. So shall we find out when this person will break no contact and come towards you? Or if they are in contact, they're just maybe not really communicating with you with any kind of substance. They might not be talking to you that in a way that kind of makes you feel you're connected. The universe, what's the time frame, please, for Pisces person to come towards them, please? What's the time frame for Pisces person to come towards them? Within the next month. The universe is suggesting this might not be the best connection for you, Pisces, so just bear that in mind, but your intuition will guide you. You'll know And of course, this is a general reading, so it can't be the answer for everybody. But if you're starting to think, I'm not sure this is right for me, then there's a reason why you're thinking that way. Don't ignore it. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for joining me. Right. Shall we do a quick all signs? So this is where you watch the sign of the person or the people that you're interested in to get a message for that sign or about that sign. Okay, so all signs, their sign, please, universe. Message for my lovely watchers for each sign, please. Okay. Okay, here we go then. So if you're dealing with an Aries, the Aries wants to come back and talk to you. They've made some sort of decision about a situation they're in that could impact your connection. If you're dealing with a Taurus, the Taurus walked away, but they still wish to come back towards you. They do still think about that. If you're dealing with a Gemini, the Gemini is missing you greatly and would like to ask to see you again, or take you somewhere, or invite you somewhere. If you're dealing with a Cancer, the Cancer feels you've got beautiful qualities. They notice that in you, and they want you to notice them back. Okay. If you're dealing with a Leo, the Leo is in their reflective energy at the moment. They're taking some time. They're thinking things through and trying to work out what the best way forward is. They see you as somebody that they would like to be with for the future. I think they feel that you could be somebody very solid, that they could have a good connection with. If you're dealing with a Virgo, the Virgo is putting a protective bubble around them and, you know, maybe staying single. They might be sabotaging connections through fear perhaps, or just needing to heal. If you're dealing with a Libra, they're working through their options. They're thinking of their options and they're coming back slowly towards you. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, Scorpio has ambitions and plans and things they want to achieve, and as a result they might have withdrawn their energy to work on those projects. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, the Sagittarius is thinking about you a lot and the boundaries that you've set. You may have had some maybe sharp or very clear communication, maybe some assertive communication with this person, and they're reflecting on what you've said. Okay. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, the Capricorn is all about safety, security, stability, and they would like a new start, but they're very sort of aware of perhaps things that have happened in the past, and so it's making them a bit nervous to commit. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, Aquarius wants to come towards you to talk to you, but doesn't know how you'll receive that, so that'll be interesting. If you're dealing with a Pisces, the Pisces is hiding their feelings. They've got lots of deep, loving feelings for you, but they're not really sharing them. They don't quite know how to. But if you're wondering how they feel, they definitely love you, want you, care for you, and, you know, want to, you know, make you happy. All right. Anyway, that was your reading, everybody. Do hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Okay, take care for now. Bye-bye.